Oh yeah, welcome to the Knowledge Drop. Pleasure to introduce the first guest on the show. What up, Mr. Roxrite? Champ is here.
What up, everybody?
In Finland. Yeah. So the topic of the day is how do you make a move into a style? Why do you make a move into a style? What comes out of it? How does it help you? And how do you handle that process?
Yeah, I think first you gotta find your style. Once you understand the way that you're moving and your approach, like your philosophy, your mindset behind your breaking, I think that's a very important part of breaking that will help you really process moves in a different way. Because a lot of times you learn a move, but learning a move, a lot of people can do a move and make it look the same, right? So you can take a move and flip it. So maybe you see something that you're inspired by or something that is unique and stands out to you, but you can't do it like the person does it because it's then you're biting, right? And it's forbidden to bite. Imitation or duplicating styles is obviously not the way to go, but seeing something that you get inspired by and knowing how to change it into the way that you move is kind of how everybody has always taught us, it's like you see something and you flip it. Understanding how to flip a move, for example, you take a windmill, it's how you do the windmill and what you do with the windmill that's going to make it unique. So it's kind of the transitions that you use into it and out of it that's going to make the move special. Same thing with an air baby, an air flare, or any specific transitions that you may like. It's what you do with them that's going to stand out. But that all comes with obviously the way that you're moving, the way that you utilize your style, the way that you look, the way you use your hand gestures, the way you maybe grab your foot. It all varies depending on the way that you choose to move around to the music and the way that you feel comfortable in your own body, I think that's very important to understand.
100, agree. So taking a move and turning it into a style is not just the key to come up with the tons of moves, come up with tons of material, but it's also the key to come up with your own style as well. Make a universe of moves that look personal to you, right?
Yeah, exactly. Taking the foundation of the dance and making it more advanced is always something that I've kind of lived by, and my style is sort of based on that, coming from breaking in the 90s. A lot of the stuff that we saw was very traditional in a way, and it was about adding and evolving that, right? So taking a 3-step and making it the cork step, basically the cork step that I do, the 3-step, taking a 6-step and doing it one-handed. So it's just evolving movement within my own style and the way that I like breaking and the way that I understand breaking and the way that I want to move. Along with having your own style comes having your own burns, your own way of burning somebody, having your own look, the way you dress, everything that goes behind it, and the way that you break is not just about specific moves, but also the way you do the steps, like the character behind each step that you do, the way that you position your body. That is all style defining, and I think you really have to take time to understand that and develop that. As we grow, it's not something that you can master within a couple months like a move, right? It's something that takes time, and it really takes time for you to really kind of dive into the whole idea of breaking and really learn the process and believe in it. I think it's not just about doing it and doing what you see, but it's about feeling it and being in love with it and really taking the time to go through the process of what it's like to find something in breaking that you really love.
So that's your responsibility as a b-boy as well. If you learn something from anybody else, your crewmates or teacher or whatever, it's your responsibility to take it to another level up. Create based on what you learn from other people. Yeah. Can you give a couple examples? What kind of styles do you have within your style of breaking?
Yeah, within my style of breaking, I have what, the traditional b-boy style, the foundational, or just when I started like seeing like Beat Street and all these movies and reading books about it, like B-Boys from New York had a lot of influence in my breaking in the beginning, because that's all I saw. From there, I started seeing people from my area, so Northern California. Some of the guys that had power, one of my main influences or inspirations, Ground Level, he had footwork. He was doing a lot of freezes, transitions, so that was a big influence on me. I would say it's the West Coast or California at the time, specifically the Bay, having influence from like style elements and these guys, and they had a lot of dynamic movement. So it's like a lot of advanced transitions, like stacking, power combined with stacking, footwork combined with stacking. You know what I'm saying? So I have what you would call more like a dynamic kind of like style of freezes. So, and it's influenced obviously because of where I come from and where I grew up, and having so many influential people innovate that kind of breaking at that time where I was growing up. So I'm a big I guess I'm a very mixed combination of like what you would see the traditional New York style be mixed with like where I grew up in the West Coast dynamics mixed with that together. So having both worlds into one is what made my style really like grow and develop to what it is today.
So it's your responsibility to whatever you learn, just take it to another level and add your own fingerprint. Make it into a style that's going to open a universe of different way of movement and your personal movement as well, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. You gotta combine it, evolve it, and take it to the next level.
Roxrite dropping gems. All right, give him a follow as well. Go to bboydojo.com/blog for free information. Bunch of knowledge coming up. New video every single week. Anything you want to promote?
RoxriteRepresents.com, Roxrite95 on Instagram. Shout out to B-Boy Dojo for having me. Yo, tune in. Keep tuning in. Peace.
Bruh.